Hi Flosstube, it's Lisa Smith, Kindred Stitcher. Today is February 3rd, and this is Flosstube video 113. Welcome to my channel. It's a channel about cross-stitch, needlework, life events. Sometimes it's other stitching adventures of some sort. But today is an amazing day. The sun is out. The weather's fantastic. I think it's supposed to rain in a couple days. I'm not sure when. But we went from frozen, icy, to now it's sunny. And it won't last. It's still February, but I did see daffodils yesterday, and that was exciting. So, and the quince is blooming too. I saw that. I haven't seen any crocus yet. So it's so hopeful. I love spring here. It's so beautiful. Let's see what's been going on. My husband had an umbilical hernia repair done. He is a busy guy. Like, he needs to keep going. So he's not supposed to lift any more than 20 pounds for 6 weeks, which is going to be hard. But he has to do it, or things could go haywire. And we have to have it redone. Nobody's got time for that. So what did we do last weekend? We took a day and we drove to the Oregon coast, and we drove some back roads. We drove through some tiny, there's a post office, or there's just a store, hardly anything, towns. And the roads are very windy, up and down, side to side. If you're from the Midwest, you'd probably hate the roads. You'd probably be petrified by them, quite frankly. And then we drove over to the coast. I have a little video clip of the ocean. We didn't spend much time at the ocean. My husband grew up on the coast, and he's like, we're not going down there. There's sand down there. So if you live on the beach, you know what I'm talking about. I'll put a little video clip in, though, right here of where we stopped to take a picture. So mesmerizing, so beautiful there. So the coast in Oregon, it's not really a place you swim much. There's a lot of riptides, undercurrents. It's freezing cold. The beaches in the summer, you might get up to your ankles. I mean, sometimes there's kids out there and they get hurt. So it's a beautiful place, though, just so picturesque. And then we drove back on another back road. It was fun, and it kept him busy. We got out of the house, and then yesterday, one of my kids took the week off and said, hey, do you want to drive to the coast? I'm like, okay. So we went to a different area of the coast, and my husband and I picked up my mother-in-law, and we had a day where we went to lunch. We just went to the area we used to live in and visited people. It was great. It's a fun day to be out and about. And today he's fixing the water system. Something happened. I don't know. We lost 3,000 gallons of water overnight. So we have a big holding tank, and then he got it fixed, and then something else, like the pipe broke, and I don't know. He's fixing that today. So it's a bummer not having water. But he'll get it fixed. He's a handy guy. What else has been going on? Let me look at my notes here. I think that's most of it. I've been working as usual and stitching. So let's talk about stitching. What have I been working on since I saw you last? I did not iron anything this time because, you know, some days I have my business together and some days not so much. I picked up this one. Actually, you know what? I'm going to show you this other one because this is the order, I think, in which I stitched since the last time. Okay. This is the first one I worked on, the lead sampler. Now I have about 12 or 13 pieces that are my focus pieces for this year. I have, I think, 4, maybe 5 that are extra large or extra large pieces. I think this one's like an extra large. And not that, it's just based on the area of the piece. It's not stitch density or difficulty or anything like that. It's just simple math. The last time I had stitched on this, I had put the verse in, and now the verse is done and the bottom is stitched. I think I had some of this done, and I came over here and I stitched this whole section here. So this is stitched on 40 count. I think this is platinum, but I'm not 100% sure. And it's stitched with sulky threads. So the sulky is a thicker thread. It's like 2 threads. It's a little puffy, but it's okay. It's still very pretty. And the coverage is amazing. It does tend to get a little twisty on the back, so you have to be careful for that. But a lot of fun to stitch on. And the saying is just so lovely. So I plan to get back here and I'm going to work on this section next. Probably work on this as well. And then I'll have really the alphabet and a little band here, little motif there, and 1 or 2 rotations, and this will probably be done. So I love making headway. This is going to be the one of 2 pieces that I'll be working on right away, or 3 pieces. Another one, the next one I stitched on is my Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow. This is a piece that I've been wanting to do since 2018, and I was stymied on how many of these blocks I was going to do. Then my kids gave me all the silks for Christmas. It was such a great gift. And I started on it. Now I'm trying to do a block a month. I worked on quite a bit of this in December, and then I worked again in January. And the last time I showed you this, I needed to fill in the black, and it took forever. I think it was 3 nights of just stitching on that black, and it got it done. So I love this. It's so beautiful. I'm glad to have that block done. The next one I'm going to do in February is this one here. This is one I'm going to modify and personalize. I already know what quote I'm going to use. I will get my laptop out and chart that. And I have an idea. I'm going to change the motifs altogether as well. So this is a commemorative piece from my maternal grandmother, who loved Christmas, loved entertaining, and was a crafty lady who made great gifts for her children, her 20 children and grandchildren, 5 children, 15 grandchildren. So that was the next one I stitched on. And this is on 46 count parchment. Now, this is the other half of a piece of fabric that I did, the Forget-Me-Not sampler from European Sampler, Reproduction Sampler. So this is a really long one. You're probably thinking, well, you shouldn't have. It's like a skinny half, I think is what they call it. Maybe I shouldn't have put it on this, but it all fits and it's fine. At some point, you have to cut into your big chunks of fabric, right? Now, this one. Oh my gosh, I love stitching on this one. This is At Home by Brenda Gervais. This is going to be a short video today. Not as much going on. And I started this on New Year's Day, and I knew as soon as I started working on this, I would have a really hard time putting this down. Really hard time. So I just made myself some goals. The last time I showed you this, I had done, I think, this and this. And I had stitched some of the greenery, but now I've carried this all the way across the bottom. This is as wide as it will be. I started up the side and completed all of the motifs at the bottom. Look at those reindeer. So darn cute. Or just deer. Maybe there's deer. I don't know if they're reindeer. The grass and this house. Oh, I love stitching this house. I love it. I could have easily kept working on this one. the colors are fantastic. And this is stitched on, did I leave the tag on this one? Yes. Oh yeah, this is Lakeside Lentil. Such a beautiful stitch. So much fun. Now, when do I get back to this? I don't know. This one and Rose Wreath Sampler, I can't even pick those up yet because I know that I'll just want to stitch on those. So I want to work on my Mirabilia, Leeds House, and this one. So I picked this one back up last night. This is Susanna Milne, and I am I'm going to leave it on the Q stamp because I'm still working on it. But I have finished this motif here, this really funky bird motif. Oh, thank you for all the input on my last video when I was like, it's like one of those 80s bands that had those funky cone hat things. It's Devo. I was like, I couldn't remember the band name. It's Devo. So this is very pretty. It's a Hands Across the Sea, Susanna Milne, 1843. I'm stitching it on a pink, I think it's called Powder Pink by Zweigart. And I am going to put this board behind it because it'll help see the color better. I stitched this motif and, oops, I'm sorry, on this side, this motif, part of this motif, and you can see I'm working my way down the side here. This border has it has satin stitches in it. And I had started doing those and I thought, well, I'm not going to do it until I'm finished now. I'll go back and do the satin stitches. But I think because when I moved down here, my Q stamp will really kind of be on top of these words down here, that I probably will come in and do maybe about 2/3 of the diamonds, fill them in with our satin stitch because I won't be putting my Q stamp over them again. Then I'll move down here and I'll do the mirror funky bird that's on this side and the cartouche that's in the middle. So I hope to work on this pretty much every rotation for a while. It might just be a few days, and but this one is definitely one that I want to finish sooner rather than later. I'm pretty sure, I've made the decision, I'm pretty sure now. You can see how pink the fabric is and lemony the flowers are. Pretty sure I'm going to dunk it in coffee. I know that it's going to give some people some heart palpitations. I will have extra fabric on the bottom, and probably what I'll do is cut pieces of that off and stitch some of the thread colors and test it first to see if I like it, because it is a big sampler to do, and then all of a sudden you don't like the result when it's been coffee tea dyed. It's too late. So the yellow is so lemony yellow and the pink is so pink that I think just taking it down a titch, I'm going to like it even better. So those are the things I have been stitching on. All right. I had picked out, oh, this is hilarious. So I was going to work on a wool applique. I had this all cut out, ready to go. I don't know where the pattern is. I don't know whether there's thread that comes with this. Like, I don't know where any of that stuff is. I thought, doggone. So today I'm going to rummage through my craft room, which is in a tote structure. If you watched on a previous video, we live in a tiny house and a shop with an interior room where most of my cross stitch stuff is. My fabric is in totes. And my husband built a structure that you can put the totes in. And so my whole craft room basically is in the shop in this tote structure. So I'm going to go forage through there and see if I can find the pattern and the threads, because this is stinking adorable when it's done. These are chicks, and there's some lazy daisy stitches in there. Their legs. It's super cute. So I gotta find that. And I will just share some of the videos I've been watching. I see this is gonna be like a 20-minute video. It's gonna be short. I had watched Stitching Faye, Heidi. She gets so much stuff done. I mean, I think I get stuff done and I'm like, man, I am maybe a snail in this race. She gets so much stuff completely done, and she starts new things all the time. She's fantastic. Lots of eye candy in her videos. I watched Lisa Abbey Needleworks. I love Lisa's style. She does I would call it pretty primitive, which is my style. I like primitive, but I don't want it to look like it's been run over by a car. hers is very pretty, and she's very creative. She has a great creative space. So she talks a bit about her craft room and some of the things that she's been working on in her last video. She showed a velvet Valentine heart that she made. I think she's trying to do like a project a month, and she had something for February and it just wasn't coming together because that happens sometimes. But hers came together at the end, and it's really adorable. I watched, my friend Tara Sullivan, Sully Stitches. So I meant to mention that in the last video. Check out Tara. She is so darn funny. We laugh and laugh and laugh together at retreats. I love her. She is a very prolific stitcher, and she's adorable. So check out her video. You will enjoy just listening and visiting with Tara. I watched Liz, the Wandering Stitcher. I haven't caught, she's doing like live videos on Fridays, but it's really kind of when I'm trying to wrap up for work, so I don't tend to catch those. But she's got great content. And then I watched Lori Wilson and Sandy. Gosh, Sandy, I don't know your last name. Sandy's Instagram account is Whispered Stitches. Now that video was more than 2 hours, but I feel like they're my good friends. And I watched the whole thing, and then I went back another day and watched the stitching part again. So they are, and they live in Utah and go to Rensel Studios. And I've had several things framed by Jill Rensel and her crew. But I haven't had, they're mostly Mirabilias that I've had. And my very first one was Bygone Stitches Christmas Quaker 2. And it's big. I mean, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. They do work with you if you want to send them stitch pieces. They will send you, like, I think text. I don't know if it's a text or an email with framing options. I would go to their website and they'll tell you the whole process is how you send it in and what you need to give them so that they can move forward with framing. But they have several of their stitch pieces done by Rensel Studios. So gorgeous. Now, I follow Jen Todrick on Instagram. She's the Rambling Redhead. She has an HGTV show called No Demo Reno. On her Insta stories yesterday, she showed that she's going to do some cross stitch. And she's not done it before. I think she was a little bit nervous about the instructions, but a viewer of hers who's a cross stitcher did a family, you know how you can, there's a designer who does like people, like the mom, the dad, the kids, like the sticker you see or a bumper sticker you see on the windshield of a car that says, this is my family. It's got, you know, a mom and dad and 12 kids and 4 cats and whatever. That's kind of the style of the person that made that for her. It was really cute. It was adorable. And I think Jen was touched by that. And so she has moved into the land of cross stitch, and she has something funny for the bathroom. I would call it softly subversive. It's a little bit on the subversive side, but it's really adorable. Go check her out and give her a shout out, because we need all the people to know how good cross stitch is. Go to her Instagram and check out. I think she puts a lot of stuff on her Insta stories. Just give her some love, and hopefully she will continue with that. Now, I have just a few things to share with you. Teresa Kogut, I'm a patron on her Patreon account. She is doing a stitch along with her Tier 4 patrons, and it's a town. It kind of reminds me of a prairie schooler town, or maybe even Little House Needleworks, but I haven't started it yet. And she stitched it on Fox and Rabbit up in the attic. Fox and Rabbit, they're so delightful. They saw that there was a run going on. I think people either on Patreon or on the Facebook group were trying to find Up in the Attic. And because others had gone out and bought it, they couldn't find it readily. So Karen and Bren dyed a batch that you could buy directly from them if you were a patron for the stitch along. So this is mine. It's 40 count Up in the Attic. So I need to get started on my Sal. Although, I don't know. I am really doing well on my whip reductions, and I have got lots of momentum, so I'm just trying not to start anything. But I might, and plus, truly, I could start that at any time. Like I could be, it's a 2-year sale, so I could wait until the end of the year. Or if I finish some of the big pieces that I have, I could start them anytime. It doesn't have to be right away. Anyway. All right, so Lori and Sandy, Lori Wilson, who is Thread Milk's designs, she's the one that makes those bottle cap floss drops. They're so cute. Anyway, I told you about their long video that I was watching. They mentioned they're also like wool applique. I am weak. What can I say? I have so many Maggie Bononomy kits, and this came in an email from Blackberry Primitives that they were offering this new kit. Let me just show you how lovely this is. And Lori looked at Sandy, and Sandy looked at Lori. I think Sandy asked Lori if she bought it, and Lori's like, yeah. And Sandy goes, me too. And I had looked at the email probably 3 or 4 times and did not order it. I was trying to be good, but I was like, well, if they've got it, I want it. So I ordered it. And Blackberry Primitives, Tanya, they do such a great job. This is a kit. It's so lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And I don't know. I'd like to say I'll start that, but I might just wait. Also, an order came in from Country Sampler that I was waiting for. I picked up Christmas Quaker from Primrose Cottage and Winter Quaker. I have another one of their Quakers. I'm going to be Autumn Quaker maybe. And a Valentine one just came out. But these are really adorable. So I picked up those. I picked up, this is Cosford Rise Stitchery. C-O-S-F-O-R-D Rise Stitchery. They are on, I think they have their website. I had stitched the July basket and for the Queen's, a commemoration of the Queen's passing. And I showed that in a previous video. This was kitted up, and look at how darn cute that is. All this stuff, because, you know, I can't be bothered to go find things. I can't even find the pattern to my wool applique project. So I bought the whole thing. And I might just whippy stitch that right up because that should go pretty quickly. Brenda Gervais. Oh, by the way, the Nashville Needle Market sneak peeks. Oh, all the good things. I don't know that Brenda Gervais is going. I know that Teresa Vanette got in. She didn't go last year, so she didn't have her spot this year, but there was a last minute cancellation. So she got a spot, which is great because Teresa does such a great job staging her rooms. I'm sure the people that go are just going to have a blast. I'm not going this year. Todd and I, Michelle's taking some, her new coworkers, or her new employees, I should say. And that's fantastic. So Todd and I had planned a trip. We're going to the Grand Canyon because we've never been. We're going to go in March, and it'll be about the time of Nashville Needlework Market. So I probably will be on my phone, like keeping notes of the things that I need to buy once people come back and I can order. But I definitely am starting a list of the things that I want. So Brenda Gervais released this. It's so cute. This also wouldn't take very long at all. And then she released this one too. I think Sandy said that she was stitching this, or her daughter was stitching a big pillow. So it's probably something on the low count, maybe 25 count. Really cute. The last thing from Country Sampler is something I have been eyeballing for a long time. And when I say a long time, I don't know, 60 days, 80, 90 days. It's French Pocket, and it is all EPP, so English paper piecing. Look at how beautiful this is. I have wanted it. It comes in the newsletter from Country Sampler. I've seen it several times, several newsletters, and I just broke down and bought it because why would I not? It's so gorgeous. I think the backing and the binding and the strap are all this red here. I really love this. That might be the inside. I don't know. I'll have to look at it. I ordered, this was an online pattern. This was a pattern I found on eBay. It's a Blackbird Designs, and it's a star with a square in the middle. It's really pretty. I don't know that, I don't think this one, you just find it online probably on the secondary market. Starry Night, and it uses their rhubarb and ginger line, which is for a long time ago. Now, the person who sold me the pattern threw in a Karen Combs pattern, and it has the little templates in it. So Karen Combs is a longtime pattern and fabric quilt designer, but she also has a Flosstube channel. So check out Karen Combs. She is a talented needle worker. So a couple of last things from our trip at the coast. There's a lot of artisans on the coast. There's a lot of art galleries. You get a lot of watercolorists, people who are local who stitch scenery, landscape. But I found these cards at my aunt-in-law at her shop, and I just love supporting artists. So somebody is going to create their art and print it. I bought those. And then the last thing, we went to a bookstore. I love books. I've got boxes and boxes and boxes of books. This is Emily Dickinson's Gardening Life. So I do like Emily Dickinson's poetry. And the way this is written, it's prose, and there's a bit about gardening, but I do love the pictures. I'm not going to lie. And her poetry is interspersed in here. So this is an amazing book with all kinds of eye candy in it. And I can't wait to just sit down and read a bit of it and dream about the spring and the summer. The summer's hot here. We need more trees on the property where the house will be, but we need to build a house first. So that is what I've been doing. That's what I've been working on. I'm going to continue to work on my Mirabilia, on Susanna Milne, on Leeds House. So probably you'll see an update next time. I'm going to get through those, and then I'm going to get on to Rose Wreath, Susan Rambo, At Home. There's so many. I love my whips. I love them all. I hope you have a great time today. I hope you're in a place that's safe and warm, or if you're at the other end of the hemisphere, that you're not baking. It's not too hot. I'll see you in a couple weeks, and then we'll see after that, because again, I'm going to be on vacation, and toward the beginning of March. But I should see you again before then. So have a great day, and thank you for watching.